are you, Christmas?
Why
can't I find you? Where have you gone away?
These lyrics.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's the lyrics. Sung by a 7-year-old. I don't know. It's not they don't play that song on the radio for Christmas time, do they? I don't think I've ever heard it.
I don't think so. And
choirs do not sing it.
Mm-mm.
The band concert doesn't play it.
You're right.
Yeah, I know. I do know. Or don't I?
Well, are we stalling or do we have things to talk about?
We could just get into it.
Okay.
Bridget and I are working between coughs, so we're going to do it.
Sorry. Oh, gross. Okay.
Wow.
Let's do it.
Here we go.
Sisters who've seen it. We are the sisters who've seen it. Sisters, shooby-dooby-doo-wop, sisters, shooby-dooby-doo-wop, sisters, 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 sisters. Sisters who've seen it.
The Grinch.
That was good. If we were a video podcast, you could freeze frame your face and you had the expression that he had. That was really good. Oh, God.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome back, listeners.
Oh, man. It's cold. It's holiday-ish. It's Christmas. Where's Christmas?
Mary Chrysler. Yes. I am going to introduce ourselves so you know who we are. So, we are the Sisters Who've Seen It, the podcast where two sisters who are not movie critics look back on some of our favorites throughout the years through a psychological, ethical, and familial lens. I'm Katie.
I'm Bridget.
And Betty! Hi! Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
One man's toxic sludge is another man's potpourri.
Potpourri. It's so many. What's the movie, Bridge?
Oh, God. How do we do the... Okay.
It is a title.
How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
But then when you look at the movie poster...
It's like Jim Carrey's?
There's more words. No, it says,
What's the poster say?
It's...
Dr. Seuss's.
Dr. Seuss's, but then when you look at IMDb, it's screw you, Dr. Seuss, but then also Ron Howard. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot.
Okay. All right. Yeah. It's your turn to summarize it.
Where are you, plot points? Why can't I find
Did Jim Carrey carry the movie?
I think it did. Oh, but also I love Christine Baranski.
Oh, right.
Okay. How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Well, it's about the fucking Grinch. Okay, let's set the scene, as Bridget says, at her unofficial phrase, set the scene.
And action!
This is a live action movie, okay? Jim Carrey plays the Grinch, and he looks a little scary. I'm just gonna be honest. Some parts, I'm like, even parts where you're supposed to be like, cute moment. I'm still like, ugh. But we watch it because he's funny. So he's grouchy, doesn't like Christmas. That's the Grinch. Cool. He lives near Whoville, the home of the Whos. The Whos have weird noses, except for some of them. I have questions. We'll talk about it.
They live in a snowflake.
Anthony Hopkins narrates. Did anyone want that? I don't know. Hannibal Lecter telling me about a Christmas Story? Great.
Could have fooled me.
And so it is Christmas time, and basically the plot is there's a little Who named Cindy Lou Who. Did they? Wait, hold on. Thinking of questions. There will be more. Are all their last names Who?
I think so.
Does that mean...
Ew,
something?
Are they related?
What does that mean?
Or do they just get it at the end, Like you would be like Katie blank, New Jersey.
Oh, I like that.
Right?
All right.
It's actually very medieval,
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. So we'll say they're not all related. So she's like 6, 7, something. And all the Whovilles are like, fuck your Christmas! Capitalism!
Wow.
Consumer! we gotta buy shit. And Cindy's like, this is a lot and I'm 6. Also, like, what about the Grinch? And everyone's like, shut the fuck up, Cindy. But Cindy doesn't shut the fuck up, and she goes on an investigative journalism subplot.
The Harriet the Spy, her.
All she needed was the yellow jacket.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. So she basically does, like, you know, an expose on, like, who the fuck is this Grinch? And she finds out, like, oh, the bad guy had trauma and now we like him. Okay, cool. And she's like, come on, get in the Christmas spirit. But also, Christmas kind of sucks. So I don't know. Can you do something about that? And he's like, maybe. And, you know, essentially, it doesn't go great. Okay, because he's the Grinch. And, like, everyone's, like, scared. But then there's, like, one moment where it's like, maybe it's gonna be cool, and it's not cool.
It's not.
And so cool. Really what this leads to is the title of the movie, which is that the Grinch decides, like, fuck these who's, I'm gonna steal Christmas.
Oh.
Very Jack Skellington. Although, technically, this story was before Jack Skellington. I wonder what this book, do you know when this book was written?
A long time ago.
Yeah, like, I mean, obviously, so based off of Dr. Seuss's children's book, Grinch Stole Christmas, but he dresses like Santa, and he goes and he steals everyone's gifts, and then he's like, fuck you guys, I got your gifts, and he thinks it's gonna make all the Who's sad, but then the magic of Christmas something, they decide to not be sad, and they're like, we're just happy that we're all friends and shit, and they sing a song, and then he's like, wow, now I have a heart, and here's your gifts, and I missed the and then in the end, but that's the end, basically, and then we're all friends, and I think the Grinch gets laid, maybe off screen, but
I mean, Martha May Whovier is pretty hot.
She really is. She's like a style icon. Her outfits were just better than everyone else's. I don't know how else to say it.
Why hasn't someone made that Christmas light machine?
Dude, honestly, that is $1 million.
What are you doing,
idea.
Elon Musk? What are you doing, Jeff Bezos?
No, we don't want him to do it.
I mean, they got time to waste.
Christmas lights into space, Bridge, and make them look like little penises. I'm telling you.
That was fantastic and brief.
Thank you. I tried. So the Grinch, Bridget just looked up Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas book, 1957.
Ugh.
That's cray.
Well, and, you know, lots of people, Dr. Seuss, you know, not a great track record. And I read that someone who owned the rights to it, I have to look up their name. When they died, the wife was the one that then was like, okay, you guys can use these rights for the movie.
Yeah.
And was apparently had a lot to give opinions about the movie.
The wife did?
Yeah.
Like bad opinions?
Just like 8 different scripts type opinions.
So like she was involved with the like making of it? Oh my god, that's so weird. But wasn't there was a cartoon that was based off of the book before this? We know because it's referenced in Home Alone 2, y'all, one of the better sequels out there, you know, like that's in there. And that was 1992. Okay, so if you do math, I don't know.
So Theodore Giselle? Is this who wrote The Grinch? Who wrote it?
That was Dr. Seuss. What do you mean?
I think, isn't that like a fake name?
Oh, I hope so. I don't think that man has ever been in medical school.
Wait, maybe he is Dr. Oh no, it's this guy. Theodore Seuss Giselle. Okay, follow me here on this business piece.
I'm ready.
I kind of want like music to be like dun 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 dun. So he hadn't licensed a lot of his work, Dr. Seuss.
Okay.
But his widow, Audrey, began to open the floodgates after he died in 1991. So your point on the cartoon is then probably the cartoon hit, and then she did the live action one, and
she's just like, I gotta fucking make some money off of this shit. Let's go.
Kind of. And
did that man not have life insurance? Is that what's happening?
Don't know, but she also kind of took out apparently a lot of the adult themed humor and sounds like kind of like a little
in the
controlling.
Book or the movie?
The movie.
Oh, I was like, I don't think the book has it.
Well, I mean, I don't think she could change the book, but anything that was like, you know, made with the license, she apparently had a lot to say about it.
That's so interesting.
Which, I don't know.
I still felt like there was a lot of adult humor, though, in this movie.
I know!
Yeah, like some of it I was like, oh, I don't don't know about that. Okay.
So, yeah.
All right, well, let's get into it. So, this movie came out 2000. Hashtag millennium. Hashtag Backstreet Boys. Whatever. Rated PG. That's fine.
Okay.
It is kind of scary, though. So, like, was that just me? I don't know.
So,
it's, like, weird.
The makeup is incredible.
It is.
But it comes off more horror film than kids' silly Christmas film.
Comes off more like nightmare fuel.
Like, okay, this is gonna be, I feel like a visual person can get this. If you had a palette of green colors from dark to light, like the light poppy one, you're like, let's add that to a kid's room. And then the like dark evil green, you're like, let's use that to like hide in the jungle and fight wars.
Let's do Jumanji.
Yes.
Themed bathroom and with the palette.
I feel like the makeup artists were doing their thing and they leaned more towards the dark and it kind of like ruined the like, because like the book, he's like this poppy green. You know what I mean?
You know what's funny too? Okay, so this is again another just proof that all our technology listens to us at all times.
Oh God, okay.
I watched this movie like over the weekend and then, I'm not kidding, ever since I get billions of memes and ads all Grinch related.
Oh Lord.
And on Twitter, somebody, I don't know who it was, but somebody tweeted this and I was like, that's so fucking true. Like, what a good point. Where they basically were like, the Grinch, like this movie, Grinch, is like the grossest movie to look at visually. They're like, it's dark and like, they're like, the colors are weird and like, it looks like dusty and foggy and like, is there shit on the lens and like, it's like weird. And I was like, oh my God, that's so fucking true.
I think in their mind, they're like, Whoville lives, as you said, Hannibal Lecter is like, welcome to Whoville.
I mean,
it lives
like,
in a snowflake.
That's our foreshadowing of what the movie's going to be.
And they doubled down, though, on the snow, and that distracted me. I was like, can we get the snow out of Cindy Lou Who's face?
Oh, you know, there was a lot of snow.
There was a lot of snow. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's get a Jim Carrey stretch. Can you all do your silliest Jim Carrey physical comedy?
It's a lot. It's a lot. Okay.
He seriously made this movie.
Yes.
Okay.
For sure. And the first thing I have, which has nothing to do with Jim Carrey, is I appreciate that there is a Whoville marching band. Okay? That's my 2 cents.
With the little guy that comes out of the horn.
Just amazing, you know. It's just really sets the scene for Whoville. It's whimsical. It's, I don't know, there weird steps, not a lot of safety features, so hope you don't hope you're not wobbly on the stairs because you're gonna fall. And snow and sails. That's what we got.
I mean, and noses. We have a lot of upturned noses.
Okay.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
The hair, Kate.
Oh.
Amazing.
Bridget.
Amazing. Incredible.
Yes.
We all could wish to live that way. The noses, I was like, are you trying to be mice? I don't get it, but whatever. You all, I guess, have to look the same as we did our reverse engineer. They're probably all related because their last names are Who. But I read they were all Cirque du Soleil performers, and I think that was why they were so, like, bouncy and springy and, like, and they were always just kind of, like, running into each other and bouncing off trampolines and, like, riding unicycles, and it kind of had, like, a clown vibe to the town.
Could you imagine if Cirque du Soleil is like, hey, guys, I know we do, like, cute things, but we're gonna do the fucking Grinch. Come to Vegas. And people would, you know?
I would watch that.
Jesus Christ. Okay, the one thing I want to say about the nose, and now I'm trying to do research, and like, I don't know if I'm going to get the answer, but I'm going to make an assumption. I felt like Christine Baranski didn't have a nose.
She didn't have a nose.
Well, why? Why didn't she have a nose?
I feel like that was like part of like, she's the most beautiful person, so she doesn't have a nose.
Okay, that's a weird message for kids. I don't like it. Not gonna lie.
I mean, I don't know.
But then I was like, she naturally has like a nose that is almost
Grinchy?
like what you would describe as like a button nose, right? And then I'm like, did the makeup department just think like we wouldn't notice?
Well, it wasn't even just her. Like some other random people in the background would have it.
I only bring it up because there is a point in the movie where the fucking mayor is like bitching on Cindy Lou, and he's like, she hasn't even grown into her nose yet. And I'm like, back the fuck off with the nose. Also, what about Martha? Oh, we don't. She's cool with not having a nose. Okay, It's fucking fine. Anyway, I'll get over it.
Will you?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Well, Bridge, we also see things that I do think actual teenagers would do if the Grinch lived in a mountain next door is they are sneaking up there to take a picture of the door. Is that what we're doing?
Stu, just touch the door, Stu. Do it for me, Stu.
Very sexual. Gotta relax, kids.
I know teenagers because obviously we were teenagers and we did dumb stuff, but like, I don't know if I would climb a whole mountain for a prank.
It's a lot. There's a lot of steps.
I mean,
there's no lights up there. You know,
where's the hiking shoes? It's crazy.
Nothing.
But they get up there. There is the door. They're like, oh, snap. I mean, it's crazy to me that he has yet to come down to the town for 30 years?
Yeah.
How old are we thinking the Grinch is?
40? I like that. 30. And then he was 8 when he ran away. So that's 38. That tracks.
Okay. That's crazy. So I guess they were scared. And then he proceeds to scare the, bejesus out of them.
And then they fall down the mountain. And I was, wow, this could be a horror movie.
This is kind of a horror movie.
I was going to say, you could cut this, put some scary music and it's just some fake blood splatter. And yeah, this could be a horror movie.
I mean, I love reading Roger Ebert and he ripped it to shreds. And
really?
Yeah, because he kind of
was he like, this isn't very family friendly?
Well, he said that there wasn't, you didn't really have a good backstory for why Jim Carrey's character was so mean. And it was dark and mean and negative. And, I thought it was funny as an adult, but I think somebody like Roger Ebert was thinking it was for kids and how it doesn't really land for kids. Think about who's the real audience for this? It should have been kids, but not really.
I mean, so this came out when I was 10 and I did like it then, but I think if I was younger, I would have been I'm scared.
Well, people critique too that you couldn't really see Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
I mean, the makeup was so intense that, but then of course he does his physical comedy and you're like, okay, that's Jim Carrey.
Yeah. And his voice was, I think, impacted by the makeup too, because you kind of talk like this, as if you're curling over your mouth a little bit.
Yes.
And I was like, huh? Who? What?
Okay, I read some things about the makeup.
Yeah.
The first day that they tried it, it was 8 hours. And he goes, it felt like I was suffocating. So, okay, after that, then the makeup would take 2.5 hours to put on and an hour and a half to take off or something.
That's still crazy. Holy
for
shit.
Basically 100 days straight. And then he said that in order to endure the pain, they hired a Navy SEAL to train him on how to be tactics to deal with pain, essentially, because the makeup was suffocating.
What? That's crazy.
There's a whole interview with him explaining
I guess it worked.
Maybe he made that up and I'm just an idiot that believes him, but that makeup looked intense.
Oh yeah. And I bet it was heavy too, there's a lot on his face, which is weird, I'm sure, for him. But
we meet Max! Max
was
played by 6 different adopted dogs!
Merry Christmas!
Doesn't Max look like my Penny? With the eyes?
A little.
With the
I would have preferred Penny as the dog in this movie because she would have given the sass. Grinch would have been like, Penny, go pull the sled. And she would have laid on her back and flipped him the bird with her paw or something.
Similar to how she ripped up my bed sheets tonight and there was feathers all over my room and I wanted to die.
Naughty! Oh my God. Did she get inspired by the Grinch? Did we manifest that?
I think she was watching Little Max from the Grinch and she was like, I'm going to show my mom what's up. I'm the next Max.
Jesus Christ, girl.
I know. It's the worst.
Well, Max is fucking cute and that is a redeeming quality about the Grinch is he is a dog lover. So we love that.
He's mean to the dog. Okay.
But, they live together. I don't know.
But they're friends, I guess.
They're it's frenemies, but Max
I
don't know.
Yeah.
And then pretty quickly we meet Cindy Lou who is literally why the fuck is Christmas like this? And the dad is get on the train. Okay, get on the Polar Express with us, because we gotta go. It's Christmas time. And she doesn't.
Anthony Hopkins is in the town of Whoville, they love Christmas. You're like,
Again, that's kind of scary. Just to see everyone, it's people trampling each other and I I don't fucking
Black
know.
Friday vibes for like a whole year because they just count down to Christmas, right?
I mean, one guy was like, it's 99% off, and then it was like a stamp. It was like a Lion King stampede, and I was like, this is so scary. Oh my god.
The one thing that
someone's gonna die.
The one thing that was really not believable for me is Cindy Lou Who's dad is a postal worker, and he loves Christmas. Dude, the people I know who don't get a day off, they're working extra shifts, they hate Christmas.
These are the questions. These are the fucking questions, Bridge. That's correct. I will restrain myself from talking about unions.
Wait, is this? But here you are. Wait, this is almost like the Get Out for Whoville people, you know?
Ooh,
like maybe they're like secretly other people in there and they hate Christmas.
Oh, God. Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry, I'm just thinking.
I love that dark spin. I love where your mind just went.
Wow.
Well, you know what? Cindy Lou is not drinking the Kool-Aid. And she's like, I don't know why Cindy can't like go to school or just be at home, but she has to apparently hang out with her dad at the post office. And he is like, Cindy, go do child labor in the back room, unsupervised. It's super dangerous. Just figure it out. And Cindy's like, okay, Dad. And and before this, the Grinch decides to go to Whoville and like just be a fucking prankster. He's just being a YouTube prankster, you know? Yeah. It's pre-YouTube, but he's being a YouTube prankster.
Yeah.
And he wears a weird mask so nobody can see him except his fingers are hairy and green.
That mask is kind of Saw-like.
Okay. Again, like...
Wow. Is this like Kevin McAllister turning into Saw?
Seriously, I guarantee you there is a horror movie that uses that mask. And maybe it's a low budget one, but like, that was scary too. And I was like, why? Like, why? Who made these choices?
I don't know.
I don't fucking know, but he's in the mailroom.
We do know. It's Ron Howard.
It is Ron Howard, yes. But he's in the mailroom and he's switching mail, which I thought was pretty fucking funny, I'm not gonna lie. Because I'm like, what a prank. Who thinks to do that? Like, and for the rest of you, jury duty, blackmail, pink slip, eviction notice.
I mean, the parts of this movie that were so whimsical and fun was like the letters just get thrown and they magically land in the place.
It's so
like,
fun.
I love that part of it. That was really kind of magical.
That is another thing. There's definitely a lot of like practical effects. There's not too much. There are some digital things that like were fine, but most of it is like what seems to be practical.
It's fine.
I won't complain until later, but...
Well, and honestly, I feel like this whole movie, like, Jim Carrey is seriously bending over backwards on lines, physical comedy. Like, he's giving 1,000% that I felt like I couldn't care about Cindy Lou Who or the plot. I just was like, what is Jim Carrey going to do next?
Yeah, like, what's happening with him?
Because think about it, he hasn't been in a lot of movies like the 90s Jim Carrey we knew.
Yeah.
Like, growing up. So, it was kind of nice watching him just be Ace Ventura. I don't know.
I do wonder too if a lot of lines were like improvised because they kind of, some of them felt like what I would consider like a Jim Carrey humor, you know?
Yeah.
But again, like I think us watching Elf, which is, as we discussed, very timeless and wholesome and although also funny, but like brightly colored. And then we come to this, which I'm like, I did laugh, but I laughed not for the same reasons I was laughing in Elf.
Yep.
And yeah.
His heart was 2 sizes too small, Kate, and all of ours lost our size after this. That was the vibe. And here's the thing. Cindy Lou Who, like, okay, everyone needed more backstory, right? Like, Cindy Lou Who, you're like, okay, but why doesn't she know where Christmas is? Why can't she find it?
Why now is Christmas gone, Cindy?
You know? And then the whole, she's so dramatic. She's like, this year for Santa, I don't know what I want. I'm like, okay, but I don't understand why she's questioning it. Like, it would be funny, not funny, but you would understand if, like, her dad worked hard at the post office and she got to see the dark side of Christmas, so she didn't like it even though everyone else did. But she kind of got gaslit by her family.
She fucking did.
Right?
This whole town was full of gaslight. The Get Out theory is coming
mayor.
true. The mayor is he's the ringleader of it all. I tell you what.
Holy cannoli.
So there is a moment in the mailroom where Cindy sees the Grinch. She gets scared. He like growls at her and she falls in a like
Packaging sorter.
Okay, yeah, it's a saw trap. Okay, you know what it is, Bridge? It's actually akin to the brave little toaster.
Stomp machine.
The stomp. You remember that? Yeah, with the magnet.
A letter.
Wow, I wish Jim Carrey sang that and danced around, and somehow a toaster appeared. I would have been happy with that.
But you knew at this moment the Grinch wasn't that mean, because he saved the little girl from dying.
He goes, bleeding hearts of the world unite!
I see it now. We take the rights to this movie.
Oh boy.
We play it on Netflix. And then when we get to this part, a pop-up comes on the screen. We say, do you want this to continue to be a horror movie? A, or B, do you want this to be a kids movie? And we just let, the people pick.
And if they say they want it to be a kids movie, it immediately goes to Brave Little Toaster. And they're like, you asked for it.
Or the elf. I thought you were going to say elf.
Or elf. Right.
Or elf.
Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, everything connects, honestly.
It really does. And he saves Cindy Lou Who, and now her obsession of what is Christmas has become, is the Grinch really that bad? I'm going to do a whole book report on him. It's like she interviews people more than the media does now.
She has a better microphone than we do for our podcast. Where did she get it? Hello. I also love how it kind of sets us up to be like, oh, nobody talks about the Grinch, like, gasp. And then this little bitch is going around asking questions and everybody's answering them. They're all like, oh girl, let me tell you the tea. And I was like, she needs to have like an Andy Cohen special where she's Andy Cohen. Everyone else is sitting around and they keep showing in the background like a slideshow of Grinch photos as they talk and drink wine. Oh God, man.
That's the vibe. That was the vibe.
That was the vibe. And the best fucking part part of the Grinch's backstory is he was raised by two old women who we don't know if they are dating, but they're old and live together.
And they have a party where they like put the keys in the bowl.
Was that like a swingers party?
I mean, I feel like Ron Howard didn't think that went through because I think it might have been like, don't drive, we're drinking. But it came off swinger. Like whatever key you get, you go home with that person, right? Isn't that
somebody was getting their butt spanked too. And I was like, there's a baby in the tree. Watch out.
Honestly, when they were like, we didn't even find him till morning. I was like,
oh God.
That could have been the backstory, but we just thought that was funny. That's horrible. Also, why is he green? Where did he come from?
Nobody knows. Also, I'm so sorry to share this because it's just information I didn't want, but now everyone has to know about it. My fucking phone again was like, oh, you watched The Grinch once? Don't worry. Here's a meme. It's not a meme. It was like a picture with a caption, and it was a picture of the Grinch baby. Like I don't know if it was
Yoda looking thing?
I don't know if it was an animatronic or what it was, but it was like the outline without like the eyeballs. So it was like it looked really scary. And it goes, this Grinch baby from the movie was sold on eBay for like $5,000. And I was like, what? Internet, get out of here with that shit. I didn't want to know, but now I know.
Listeners, stop what you're doing, listeners. What the fuck? Pause this podcast. I want you to go to Google and Google Grinch baby. You are going to die. This is the weirdest.
Like, who would pay money for that? Who? Huh? Cindy Lou Who?
This is like old school, that TV show with the dinosaurs. Like, I'm the baby, gotta love me now.
It was called Dinosaurs!
Well, there you go.
Sorry, I love that. I love referencing that show because it feels like a fever dream.
But the eyelashes on this baby is impeccable. So go check that out.
Yep.
So his backstory is his, I guess, like loving old swinger aunts, moms, whatever. Don't just leave him alone all the time, and he hates Christmas, which I think is funny. And then
it is funny.
He gets made fun of for having a beard, and then he tries to give Martha May Whovier a gift and just kind of overreacts. So then he goes away for 30 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think so. I think that's about right.
And the mayor made fun of him, but the mayor he wasn't looking too great.
And
Mayor Augustus.
I do think it's interesting because obviously this was not part of the children's book that we created a love interest for the Grinch, which again, I love me some Martha May Whovier. She's a character, but like when you see the flashbacks of them as kids, I feel like she looked like a 14-year-old and then the Grinch looked like an 8-year-old. And I was like, is this, men, this is a reference for all you. Bridget's not gonna get it. Is this the Star Wars prequels? Somebody help and call the police. Okay, that's fine. Bridget, you can just giggle at that because it's a funny joke. So.
I don't know. But Martha May Whovier had incredible pigtails that had A, B, C braided.
Yeah.
I really loved Martha May Whovier's character.
I do love her. I wish she wasn't like a horny preteen because like that definitely was the vibe. And I was like, can we just like each other for personalities? But she like caresses his face. And I was like, oh God. Where's the adults?
I think they're supposed to be the same age.
But they didn't look the same age.
I know, but then, I don't know, then he got mad and they just never saw the Grinch again and I guess he just ended up like, so here's the thing, when he's like,
bullied.
I know, I'm following, I get it, but then he climbs up the mountain, he's like, and then does he build that door and build his whole, like, giant Batman cave apartment?
I mean, I guess he had, like,
Where's
a lot
the
of time.
Dog? Like, I don't know. Like, what? How?
I don't know.
All right. But then he grows up and we're like, okay, this is why he hates everybody?
You know, that scene, I did cry. When I was 10 in the theater. Because I was like, that poor kid got bullied and now he's running away. And maybe innately I was like, it's just like Simba, except nobody's dead. So it's actually not as serious at all now that I think about it. But sad. Kids are sad.
I mean, it was like, I thought he was actually a pretty funny kid. Because like, he'd be like, ooh, the fires of love.
Oh my God.
He's like really silly.
Pyrotechnics. I can't. It's
like,
what a lovely family heirloom. And he's just like smashing it with a hammer. It's amazing. It's great.
But it just, you didn't know why, I don't know. It would have been better if there was like something different to it. But Cindy Lou Who is just, her heart is just breaking. I mean, she's basically like, I'll do anything. I'm going to change my entire life to help the Grinch.
I think it's funny too how, again, I'm assuming the Grinch was like 8 years old when this all happened. And like nobody fucking cared that he, like not even grandmas. Grandmas were like, well, that's too bad. I guess.
Okay.
Off he goes. And then they're just like, yes, Cindy, let's talk about our abuse and how we didn't give a shit about our missing adopted son. Here we go.
Thank you for bringing that up. That was the first thing that I thought. I'm like, so they just like giggled and let him leave as a child?
They were probably having another swingers party, Bridge. Let's be honest. They were busy.
And then later in the film, he's like, these are your old parents. And they're like, hi. I would have literally punched them in the face. Like, you abandoned me.
Yeah, people. Okay. But it's fucking fine, Bridge, because now it's the There's a Cheermeister,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I was a little confused. More confusion. We go to a jubilation. So I'm like, okay, we're at the jubilation for a long time. But then all they do at the jubilation is remind everyone that they have to nominate people for Cheermeister. And then we all take a break for 8 hours. So Cindy climbs up a mountain to tell the Grinch that she nominated him for the Cheermeister. And I didn't understand.
It was kind
timelines.
of a weird due diligence process for a fake job.
It's not even a job. It's like an award or something stupid. And I was like, okay. But Cindy was fucking ready. She was like Hunger Games style, like, I volunteer the Grinch. But I did it quick. Everyone's like, Jesus, girl, you gotta chill with that.
For an entire town that couldn't care less about somebody, she convinced them in 3 seconds. This is a cult. She was
really
their
like,
minds.
I'll fucking get him here. Because the mayor's like, there's no way he's gonna come. She's like, I'll fucking get him. And she did.
She did.
And I was
she
like,
did.
Whoa.
I bet you in another snowflake, Harry the Spy and Cindy Lou Who are best friends.
You know? I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that partnership, I think. Harriet could be the writer. Cindy's the recorder.
Yeah.
And or singer in the background about being lost in something Christmas. Where is it?
Okay. I'm going to say it. And I know this is your role, typically.
Is it the kid acting?
I know you're harsh with kid acting, but I'm going to be harsh.
Be harsh.
If you watch or listen to her sing that song, was it horrible or was that just me? I felt bad. Was that just me or was it horrible?
She was doing like kid talk sing where it's just, where are you, Chris?
Because this is Taylor Momsen grows up to be like in a band, like a rock crazy emo band. So you know she's got pipes, and I felt like it was just really bad singing.
You know, it fucking was. I also was confused why was that even, like,
I don't
there's
know.
no other songs except the You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch.
Here's the thing.
But, like, what is it, it's not a musical, technically.
It's not a musical.
We didn't need the song.
Faith
Faith Hill could have just appeared in the background as a Who singing on the mountain, and nobody would have questioned it, you know?
I'm gonna throw out why I think it became a thing.
Okay.
Mariah Carey actually co-wrote that.
The Queen of Christmas.
And was going to sing it, but then I think had contract problems, so they pulled in Faith Hill.
Oh.
But if Mariah Carey sung it, then it might be a bop, and then they had to add it to the movie so that then everyone would be like, wow, we have to watch this movie.
Okay. The dots are connecting.
Yes.
I'm understanding.
Yes.
It's still dumb, but I get it.
Okay,
yes.
Exactly.
Well, we never I guess we do fucking find Christmas. But not yet, Bridge, because the Grinch is, I guess he hears the jubilation, so he's like, I'm so fucking mad, whatever. And he has a giant animatronic monkey with
where'd he get
symbols.
What?
I bet it's from Santa. Who else is bringing that shit?
Do you think Jim Carrey couldn't take the makeup any longer and he bought that?
He's like,
and then
I'm adding this scene in where my head gets smashed.
It's like, I actually have
symbols.
to do this to feel better about this makeup situation.
It was, and again, like, it kind of is, the monkey was scary too. Like,
yeah.
I'm scared of the monkey, okay? If it talked and looked at me, I would cry, I gotta say. And Cindy Lou just fucking busts in. She walks right up to him and she's like, what's up? And he literally is like, why aren't you scared? These goddamn kids today. And he breaks the fourth wall and he goes, kids today with their violence. Like, what's going on?
We've been hearing that in every movie forever.
It's so funny. The Grinch is very drama. He loves the drama. He is not like, he doesn't like ever try to hurt Cindy, but he kind of is like, what the fuck do you want? And she's like, I nominated you as Cheermeister. And he's like, I don't know what that shit is. And she's like, it's some Christmas shit. I know that's your trauma and triggers, but I'm 8 or 6, so come on down. And he's like, I don't fucking know. But then she name drops Martha. He's like, Martha will be there. And he was like, oh, I got a Grinch boner. I gotta go. It's so gross. He says a line too where he goes, you know, Cindy, I really like your non-conformist streak you got going on. Which I was like, she is kind of a non-conformist. That's fun.
I'm going to ask you the question everybody wants to know. What horoscope sign is the Grinch?
Oh my fucking God. A Scorpio or a Taurus.
What? I would say Leo. No?
Ew, no! He is not a fiery leader.
No?
No.
So we're talking Scorpio. Okay.
He's stubborn and spiteful.
Okay.
Sorry, Scorpio Tauruses.
Our father is a Scorpio.
Yes, and we know a couple Tauruses, and they're stubborn as the bull.
As Dad would say, Bridge, I forgive, but I never forget. Okay. I was like, spoken like a true Scorpio. Okay, I had to clear the air because I was thinking about it and I thought maybe he's kind of in Leo territory, you know? But, okay. Now that we lost a bunch of listeners, let's keep going.
There are a lot of quotable lines that he does when it comes out. So first of all, he throws Cindy in a garbage chute.
Love it.
And is like, get the fuck out of here, girl. And she slides down and it's fun and she doesn't get injured and her family's not worried. So that's fine. But when we cut back to the Grinch, there's a lot of quotable lines where he's like, I can't go. My schedule wouldn't allow it. And this is where he's like,
Oh my God, it's so good.
1 o'clock, doing this, whatever. And jazzercise. Solve world hunger. Tell no one.
Oh my God. Dinner with myself. I can't cancel again.
I can't cancel that again. It's so iconic. And then he's like, I could go, but what would I wear?
Oh my God.
And there's a yodeler.
What?
Why isn't that guy at the Whoobulation cheer shit? Is he Cindy Lou Who in the future? What's going on? Make it make sense, Ron. Come on.
It's crazy, but I loved the outfit.
Oh, it was
amazing. His little furry belly, incredible.
Yeah. And then he does the ooh, that's it, I'm not going.
I loved it. I'm telling you, he's so funny. Like Jim Carrey.
So funny.
And maybe because we grew up with him, so we're used to his kind of like antics.
Yeah.
But it was what kept me laughing.
Yeah.
So he goes down and he's like, I'm here. And everyone's like, whoa. They're scared for 3 seconds and then they love him and shove pudding in his face.
Immediately.
What the fuck?
And I also I thought it was so fucking funny that I'm like, so your arch enemy in life is this mayor character, but then the mayor immediately is like, okay, put him in the cheer, get the fuck out. And the mayor also pre-prepared having the grandmas appear and made it a spectacle. And I was like, wait, so what's... Okay.
I know, I didn't really get his angle. But he does propose to Martha May Whovier in front of the Grinch.
Martha, have you ever been with a man who's had his tonsils removed twice?
He gives her a giant diamond on 3 diamonds stacked on top, and then a new car.
I don't hate the proposal. I don't love the outcome, but I don't hate it.
I was just gonna say,
method.
I don't know the good message it sends that the one without the nose and the pretty one is getting all this, but...
That's what I mean! The nose gate, okay? I'm gonna write a Reddit thread all about it, people. There is something going on with that. Something underlying going on with that, I'm telling you.
Do you think in the future, all the plastic surgery people will have, their own Whoville, but it's just Los Angeles? I don't know.
Probably.
Wow, okay.
Fucking hate that.
We've gone off track, but here's the thing.
Wait.
It's a lot of cheering and eating and tasting, and it's I don't know, it's like a carnival. It's a vibe.
It is a carnival. Also, before he, I guess, arrives at this thing, or as he arrives, he somehow gets slingshotted, and it's physical comedy, he's flying around, but his face lands in Martha's boobs.
Yeah,
that was the Bob scene.
It was a Bob scene.
Boobs in a children's
We didn't need
movie.
The boobs. We didn't have to slingshot into the boobs. It could have just been a hug. It would have been funny. We didn't need the boobs.
Or just knock Martha over and then that's silly too. But no, it was face and boobs, guys. But anyway, back to the chair cheer, which he goes, chair cheer? You didn't tell me about the chair cheers. And he's
love it.
Get in the fucking chair, dude. And it is somewhat of a montage where he's eating a bunch of shit. He's the judge of things. And then you see him kind of mad and he hates it, and that's funny. But then there is a point where he's kind of embracing it, and he's like, everybody likes me now, and I like that. And then they have a sack race. And that's the dramatic music.
I think they were referencing a movie, Mr. Mom.
Oh.
Yeah, see, this is
with
how
the
I
sack
know.
race?
Yeah.
Wow. With Michael Keaton? Is that Michael Keaton?
I think so.
Isn't he Mr. Mom?
Wait, is that what it is?
I mean, that song is a very famous, let's play it over slow-mo during some type of race song.
Yeah.
Do, 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 do.
Is it that movie?
I don't know.
Maybe not. Keep going.
All right. Well, everything is wonderful. He wins a sack race, which he was going against children. So I don't know. I guess that's still grounds to celebrate. And everything is great. Everything's good. And then at the end of the holiday hoopty, what did he do? The Cheermeister gets an award. And this is where it gets fucked because the mayor and okay, I had this thought. It brought me back to A League of Their Own.
Okay.
I do feel like this could be interpreted in 2 different ways. Do we think the mayor purposely bought a shaving thing knowing that Grinch might be the Cheermeister? Or was it literally random and like a surprise, and then like it was just like whatever, and the mayor didn't even fucking connect?
This is how
that was gonna shit it off.
Katie, this is how I know you're the younger sibling.
What?
I mean, obviously he put it in there to bother the Grinch.
I mean, I always thought that, but now...
Just like Dottie let go of the ball.
Dottie didn't let go of the ball.
She did, for her younger sibling.
But, like, that's so much fucking planning. That's so much planning to be a dick to someone.
I know. I think he was the real villain, to be honest. The gift of shaving!
And, yeah, that does connect, because then he immediately proposes to Martha.
Ockies.
So I guess that is kind of the double whammy.
I mean, it was rude.
The Grinch goes on a monologue about how consumerism is stupid and doesn't equal love. And I was like, that's not a bad message. Although then he sets a tree on fire. And I'm like, well, now the message got lost in the violence. But
I think you're right on the Scorpio thing, because he has big reactions,
Yeah, he's drama.
Well, that's why I was thinking Leo, but...
Leos aren't dramatic. They're just like, aggressive.
I mean, okay. Well, lighting the tree on fire and then proceeding to, like, basically steal cars, blow stuff up. I mean, it gets a little much. Where people are running in horror.
Now we're back to the horror movie part. In our Netflix special, if you chose the children's movie, this part would be skipped. Probably, like, it's like the blank... like the static, and it's like, sorry, these scenes are missing, and then it pops back, and I love it. Happy singing.
Well, and then the freaking mayor has the audacity to shame Cindy Lou Who. Are you kidding me?
Fucking can't, okay? Because you apparently bought the shave shit, and it's your fault, and you're the bully mayor.
Yeah.
And everybody hates you.
He's a bully.
And so the Grinch he's sad again, and he's like, well, at least they can't celebrate Christmas now. And then they literally bring out another tree, and they go, thank God we had a spare. And I was like, oh. God, it's amazing. That's so fucking funny.
That was really funny.
Funny.
Then you see him just start to kind of be like swirling and angry and being like, oh, what will I do? What will I do? And then it's like, oh, this is like the book, Then you're like, this is like the actual story.
We're back to the book, okay? Because now he's like, oh, I gotta steal Christmas, which means I have to make a Santa sleigh, which I feel like he didn't have to, but fine. And then he's like, and then I gotta be Santa, and then Max the dog is gonna be a reindeer, but only with one antler, because. And you're like, okay, wow. I'm ready. And he does steal, he steals Christmas.
He does.
The movie title is correct, okay? He does it.
I mean, they finally got there, and he did it.
I love the fucking part when he's in Cindy Lou Who's house, and he's, like, about to steal the tree, and she fucking comes down. Girl is clueless. There's gotta be a gas leak, because there's no fucking way that she didn't recognize. He sticks his entire face through the tree, because she goes, Santa, what's Christmas all about? And the Grinch goes, vengeance! and then he goes, oh, I mean, presents, of course.
Oh my god.
And she doesn't know that's a Grinch? Girl, you gotta start wising up. I mean, I'm thinking of that Sister Michael quote where she's like, yeah, you better start wising up then. You're a little bit older. You gotta start wising up.
I love it. Honestly, it doesn't track, because she was a Harriet the Spy detective. She would have known right away.
Yeah.
And it would have been funny if she was like, why are you here?
Well, we didn't get that. And
we didn't.
Yeah, he
steals it.
Takes all the shit, and then he gets back up the mountain, and I guess the plan then is to push the gifts off the mountain.
Okay, it gets real dark now.
But isn't Whoville at the bottom of the mountain? So, like, won't the gifts just, like, avalanche down? Like, to the town?
Maybe
I don't know.
The other side?
The other side? Okay.
A mountain has two sides? I don't know. A couple sides? I don't know. It wasn't foolproof, and then out of nowhere, Kate, what do we see? What do we see we did not expect?
Cindy Lou Who.
What
mountain climbing.
What is this doing on top of that present
appears on top of the gifts. Why did she climb up there? Did she think he was up there? Something's wrong with her brain. At this part of the movie. Okay?
I'm actually worried for Cindy. Like, what do we think is going on?
Does she have,
what's going on?
A traumatic brain injury that we
possibly
we didn't notice? And
codependency. Something's happening. Something.
And even before this, though, all the Who's, like, obviously are like, we don't have our fucking gifts. Like, what happened? And there's a whole, I guess, the message of the movie where they're like, Christmas isn't about presents. It's about, like, being with people you care about and shit. Even though 2 minutes ago it was about presents, now it's not about presents because we don't have that, so we gotta fucking deal with it. And that's cute. And then that's why Cindy's like, I better go get the Grinch. And he, like, even before this, he kind of has a realization, like, oh, they still are happy, and, like, maybe I should be nice. And you're like, okay. And then he is like, all right, I'm gonna return the gifts. And then that's when he sees Cindy, and he's like, this fucking bitch. Now I gotta lift a sleigh. Now I gotta lift like a 5,000 pound
Well, she was about to go die off the mountain.
Well, in the horror movie version, she does. Okay, and her head rolls down like a snowball to the town.
Oh my god!
I'm telling you, The Nightmare Before Christmas would have done it. I'm just saying.
He saves her. Thank God, Kate.
He does. And then they ski down the mountain with the presents.
They do it.
And everyone's like, cool.
And everyone just forgives him?
They do, and then they also are like, we do want those gifts back. We know we just pretended like we're good with not getting gifts, but now let's hand it back. Come on. And they have a big fucking feast, and I guess the Grinch dates Martha.
I guess so.
I think it's the conclusion that I came
think
up
so.
with.
And I don't... What's that baby gonna look like? You know?
It's gonna sell on eBay for $10,000 at least.
I would watch... I would watch that movie. Is whatever baby they
Grinch
made.
sequel?
I would love to see that. And
I would like it to be a girl.
Like,
girl Grinch.
Love
and like,
it.
what are we gonna do with that? You know?
God, I love it. Wow, this was something, Kate. What do you think? Watch it or don't watch it?
So I definitely have a nostalgic soft spot for it. So I would watch it again. You know, I do recognize that of the Christmas movies, it's definitely the strangest.
Yeah.
Is maybe the word I'm gonna use. It's, you know, simple plot. So cool. And you know, yeah. How about you, Bridget?
Articulate. So, if you know and love Jim Carrey, you'll have fun.
Yeah.
I think if you don't know Jim Carrey, he'll make you laugh, but you may not love it as much because I think there's some nostalgia to it. But it's fine. Yeah. If it was on TV, I wouldn't turn it off. But I don't know if I'm watching this, if I'm actively searching for it. Yeah. And I don't think I'd show this to baby Kate for a while.
No,
Can you imagine the nightmare she'd have?
You don't want her to cry when he walks up the mountain like I did. And maybe I was the only child that was upset by that scene. That is, you know, it is possible, guys.
Okay.
But yeah.
Well, we did it, Kate. We hit it. Because every year we do this podcast, the Christmas movie options become less and less and less.
Yeah, that's fucking true.
Are we going to end up like those two ladies being like, it was 80 years that we did the Grinch?
We're going to leave the baby in the tree while we get drunk. Oh, God. It's so real.
Maybe.
Oh, well, Bridge, it's my pick.
Woo!
Now, listeners, listen up. Announcement time. I am saying this right now for a reason. I will repeat it again. We will be taking a break the last week of December. So you will not get an episode on December 27th. 27. Good. Close. So the pick that I am doing will be the first movie of the new year. Wow. That's the purpose of the announcement. Okay. It is not a holiday movie.
Pop quiz! No, I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
Well, you know, it's funny because I think some people do watch this movie in particular actually during the holiday season, even though it's not a holiday movie. But, you know, there's parts, I guess, that are holiday-esque.
Oh, okay.
Bridge. I'm taking you into a fucking franchise. Because that's what I do. I just drag you into all the franchises.
You really do. Oh, God. Is it a superhero?
You didn't ask. Oh, my God. No, I wish. It's not. This is classified as an adventure, family, fantasy. We are in, very close to the Grinch year. We're in the year 2001.
Oh.
This movie was a fucking cultural phenomenon, and it was based off of a book.
There's a big series on it?
Oh, Oh, baby.
Oh, I know what it is.
Oh, girl, you think I criticized child actors before? Wait for this movie. What is it?
It's Harry Potter.
Harry Potter and...
something?
Okay, Bridget, the Sorcerer's Stone!
Hey!
This is the first Harry Potter in the 8 movies there are, 7 books, 8 movies. We're just gonna do one for now.
God.
But yes, this was the very first Harry Potter movie, and I gotta say,
okay.
Fucking magical.
Okay.
All right.
I've definitely watched this a lot, but I've never actually watched it with the intent to talk about it. And I'm ready for it.
I think you should be ready.
Wow, way to start off the new year with a punch.
You know, because I was like, I don't know, what has snow in it? And then I was like, oh yeah, that shit has some snow, and that's applicable. And, you know, there is like Christmas at one part and blah, blah. There's also Halloween. There's also like children in danger. And that's fine. So we'll do that. And
okay.
It's magic. I do have a wand. I'll bring it.
We remember the story. The longtime listeners know the story.
I'll tell it again, I'm sure.
Were you
or
Harry
not.
Potter for Halloween one year? Why am I thinking of that? Did you do that?
Me? No.
Oh, okay.
Probably Mary. That feels like a Mary
Harry
costume.
Potter.
Harry Potter.
So,
Bridge, I do apologize in advance because, as I mentioned before, our phones listen to us, which means now you're going to get just endless Harry Potter memes.
Bring it.
Endless Harry Potter shit. All the TikToks, because I know you do your TikToking.
Ugh.
Just, like, be ready and, like, be excited. You know,
it's
a fun world.
Genuinely, I'm excited.
Yay!
Because, here's the thing. Listeners, in our family household, there are 2 TV hogs. Katie, you're one of them.
I know.
And so is Jimmy. Okay?
And our dad. I would argue our dad is too.
He is, but he'll go in the other room, so you gotta give it to him. And when you were doing whatever you do, and I wanted to just lay on that one section of that one couch that only people wanted to sit on that one section, right? So if you got the section and you didn't want to, like, get up, you would turn on so many Harry Potter movies. And I've watched so many, but I've never actually paid attention because I just knew you were hogging it, and I just wanted to lay on that fucking couch and sleep. So now I'm going to pay attention to it.
All right. Oh, man. Okay.
Did that story, was that relevant to tell anybody?
Yeah.
Anybody? Okay, great.
I think so.
Well. Let's do it.
We're going to fucking do it.
Lingardia Leviosa.
Oh, dear. All right. We're going to let's see how that is next time around. I think you'll get it next time. Well, Bridge, I just want to say, if we make our Netflix special,
yes,
about the Grinch,
oh god,
but it's really just other movies,
okay,
and it's like a choose your own adventure,
yes,
and all that, I would make sure to do a very big card in the beginning that says this movie was inspired by Bridget's brilliant, momentarily unhinged mind from our Sisters Who've Seen It episode on the Grinch. Kudos to Bridget.
Thank you.
That's for you. That's for you. You get the credit. It's your idea. You get the credit. That's how credit works. Yeah.
And Kate,
Bridge,
I will follow up that card with another card that says the only reason I was as unhinged is for the last 3 years and 7,000 movie hours watched. I watched more horror films in the last 3 years I've watched in my entire life. Thanks to Katie, who actually inspired it. And then I would toss it back to you for credit.
And then we just keep doing like different cards. And then the audience is like, when will it end? And then we
become like Charlie the Chocolate Factory, where they're like, thank you. Or no, Wizard of Oz. We're like, thank you for loving this film.
Thank you,
for 50
magic.
years, even though it just came out.
Oh my God.
Okay, we did it! We did it! We love you. Well, we did it, Harry Potter.
Listeners, if you also would watch our Netflix Grinch Choose Your Own Adventure movie, and if you also think that, I mean, Cindy Lou needs a doctor. What's going on under the hair?
Oh my God.
Is she bleeding? Is there a hole?
God,
nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
We gotta check that out. And if you think that Martha May Whovier, didn't need to be sexually assaulted.
She didn't.
On her boobs.
She didn't.
But her outfits were fire. So I don't know. That's good. I don't know where I am. If you think all that, you should write us a review.
Hey!
We love reviews. We love written reviews. You can review us on Apple Podcasts, along with some other podcasting apps. We also have a website, sisterswhoseenit.com. On our website, you can request a movie. So there is a form you can fill out. You fill that out. Your request goes on a list. And we look at the lists every now and then we'll do it eventually. So we got a couple recommendations lately. We see you.
Yeah.
We hear you.
Yeah.
I am ignoring you momentarily, but I promise I won't continue to do so. And we do have other movies that are also on the list. So we love you guys as well.
I want to give some credit to the listeners that are timely, that are
Yes.
like, oh, you need this movie about X.
Right. Like, oh, you're looking for this theme? I got you, girl. And
So
I'm
just
like,
so
yeah.
you, like, that is awesome. And I'm so sorry we actually didn't take the thing you did that we asked you to do, but it's awesome. And keep doing that, because then we are going to do it, right?
Yes.
Wow.
I'm going to say yes. And Bridge, what else can they do on our website?
Listen, if you have that Whoville spirit...
I thought you were saying they can listen on our website. And I was like, yeah, but... I'm so sorry. Keep going.
That obsession for Christmas and holidays, and it's actually just get out and you're just a postal worker who wants a break.
Oh, God.
You should give us money.
Woo!
Don't get sucked up into Whoville. Give us money, but then get sucked up into Whoville when you want to get our merchandise to get people stuff. Did you see what I did there?
I saw it.
I flip-flopped. I flip-flopped like the mayor. You know, check it out. Buy stuff. We love you.
We do love you guys. Yes. So check all that out, listeners, and we hope to hear from you. All right. Well, we'll see y'all next week for Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. And in other countries, it's called Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, and that's confusing, but we're in America, so it's the Sorcerer's Stone. There will be a quiz later. Thank you. Anyway, it's Harry Potter's first one. That's our movie.
Where are you, Christmas?
We'll see you in the new year, listeners. Happy holidays.
Why have you gone away? Bye, everybody. I love you.
Wow, we love you. Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Sisters Who've Seen It. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Check out our website at sisterswhoseenit.com, where you can email us, request movies to be reviewed, and keep up to date with all things sisters. Also, make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. See you next week.